Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching me from. In this video, I'll be talking about Maclaurin series. But before I talk about Maclaurin series, I want you to help me go to Google and type Remjock Maths. That is a place where you can see solved mathematical problems. Not only solved mathematical problems, you will see mathematics lecture notes, comprehensive lecture notes that you have been looking for. Amen. So please make sure you meet me on YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Facebook. Just follow me on my Facebook. Then if you go to Google, you will see comprehensive mathematics lecture notes and solved mathematical problem. Thank you and God bless you. Make sure you share it. Okay, now let us consider the business of the day. I told you that we'll be looking at Maclaurin series. Maclaurin series. Amen. Okay. Maclaurin series. Okay. You know, before we solve any example, any problem, before you be able to, or one will be able to solve Maclaurin series, it has to do with formula, and two, you must know your calculus very well. Differentiation, most especially your differential calculus. So if you don't have idea, you won't be able to solve Maclaurin series. Okay, but let's look at it. If the function is given in f of x form, that is, f of x will now be equals to f of x naught, then plus x minus x naught, 1 factorial, which is raised to power 1, then f prime, amen, then plus x minus x naught raised to the power of 2 all over 2 factorial f of f prime prime, amen. Then don't be surprised, or don't, we can still put either x naught if you want to, f of x naught if you want to, but is it necessary? It is not necessary. Or let's leave it this way, okay? Then plus x minus x naught raised to the power of 3 all over 3 factorial plus, times f prime prime of f naught, then plus x minus x naught, open bracket, raised to the power of 4 all over 4 factorial f iv plus it continues. Okay, then f of x naught is okay. This is plus Amen. Okay, so if you can see what I am saying, this is the formula you are supposed to use. Is that clear? You are supposed to use this formula. Okay, so what we need to do here is, if it is in this form, assuming the function is f of x is equals to sine x, then what if it is in this form, y is equals to sine x? This implies that your y will now be equals to y naught, amen, or y of x naught, okay, here will be y of x naught plus, it's the same approach, minus x naught all over 1 factorial raised to the power 1, then, y prime of y naught plus x minus x naught raised to the power of 2 all over 2 factorial y prime prime of x naught plus it continues. So this is if it comes this way, this is the formula you are supposed to use. But this x naught is not necessary. You put it, it is not necessary. But if you wish, no problem. Okay? Then if it comes in this form, this is what you are going to do. So we will look at one problem. Let's consider one problem. Is that clear? Okay? Let's consider this problem. There's a problem here. Okay? The problem says, I want to click this part. The problem says, example. Use example. Example. Okay. Find the Maclaurin. Find the Maclaurin series for f of x is equals to sine x. Amen? Okay? It's simple as ABC. It's not difficult. So, what we need to do here, first we write solution. The function is given as f of x is equals to sine x. Don't be surprised. Here we can bring it in this one. Y of x is equals to, can be in this one, is the same thing. So if it is in this one, we apply the second formula. It's the same thing. Is that clear? Okay. So now, what we need to do here first is for us to first consider our x naught. When we say x naught in mathematics, x naught means is 0, equals to 0. Please take note. Your x naught is at the origin, so it's 0. So now, if x naught, or we can say at x is equals to 0, it means our f of 0 will now be sine. Anywhere you see x is 0, sine 0. Sine 0 is what? 0, true or false. Then we are going to differentiate this function now. We are going to differentiate this function now. So how can we differentiate this function? You know, I told you earlier that when you are dealing with Maclaurin series, you need your calculus, the basis of calculus, most especially differential calculus. So if you differentiate sine x, you are going to have what? Cos x, true or false? Okay? So it means here will now be f prime of x, which is equals to cos x. Then at x equals to 0, it means our f prime of x naught, f prime of 0 will now be cos 0 will now be equals to 1. If you press cos 0 in your calculator, you are going to have 1. Then let's consider, let us differentiate to obtain f prime prime of x. Mind you, you are going to obtain your f prime prime of x from f prime of x. So here, cos x, if we differentiate cos x, we obtain f prime prime of x, which is equals to what? Minus sine x. We are applying your elementary, your differential calculus here. If you differentiate cos x, you are supposed to have minus sine x. So now at x equals to 0, it implies that f prime prime of 0, because your x is 0, will now be equals to minus sine 0. Sine 0 is 0. Then 0 times minus 1, note that there is an invisible 1, is what? 0. Is that clear? Then let us obtain our f prime prime. How can we obtain our f prime prime? We obtain it from f prime prime of x here. So it means our f prime 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 of x will now be, if you differentiate minus sine x, you are going to have minus cos x, isn't it? Then at x is equals to 0, our f prime 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 of 0 will now be minus, anywhere you see x, you substitute in 0, so cos 0. So cos 0, we know, or you know, that is 1. Then 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. Then let us obtain our FIV. We are going to obtain our FIV from f prime prime of x, which is minus cos x. If we differentiate our FIV of x will now be equals to, if we differentiate minus cos x, ordinarily, if we differentiate cos x, you are supposed to have what? Is it not, amen? You are supposed to have minus sine x, isn't it? True of us. So, minus sine x times minus x is going to give you plus x. So, here our FIV of 0 is equals to sine 0, which is equals to sine 0 is what? 0. Then let's consider f, let's consider f, let us obtain our fv of x. For us to obtain fv of x, we are going to differentiate from fiv of x. If you differentiate sine x, you are going to have cos x, isn't it? Then at x equals to 0, our fv of 0 will now be equals to cos 0 is equals to 1, isn't it? So, if you can see what I am saying, we now recall the formula here. Our formula is f of x, which is equals to f x naught plus x minus x naught raised to power 1 all over 1 factorial f prime of x naught plus x minus x naught raised to power 2 all over 2 factorial f prime prime of x naught plus x minus x naught all over 3 factorial f prime 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 of x naught plus it continues. So now with this we can substitute in. This x naught, I told you, x naught means 0. So if you substitute in 0 here, here will be what? Here will be x, isn't it? So our f of x is now equals to f of 0 plus here will now be x or here will now be f prime of 0 because your x naught is equal to 0 all over times x all over 1 factorial, which is raised to power 1, then plus f prime of 0 x raised to the powers of, because if this is 0, this will be raised to the powers of what? 2 all over 2 factorial plus f prime of 0 x raised to the powers of, raised to power 3, I did not put it, raised to the powers of 3 all over 3 factorial, then plus, because if your x naught is 0, plus f prime, that is iv of 0, then it will be what? X raised to the power of 4 all over 4 factorial plus Is that clear? So now let us come back here to substitute into this formula. That is what we need to do. Amen. So now our fx is equals to f naught is what? F naught is already 0 here. Then plus f prime of 0 is what? Is 1, isn't it? So 1 times x all over 1 factorial, then plus f prime of 0. F prime of 0 is 0, isn't it? 0 times x squared all over 2 factorial, then plus f prime of 0 is what? Let's look at it together. Let's find it. Is equals to minus what? 1. So here will be minus 1 times x raised to the power of 3 all over 3 factorial, then plus fiv of 0 is 0, isn't it? Times x raised to the power of 4 is 0 times x raised to the power of 4 all over 4 factorial plus, mind you, is up to what? F of v. So fv of 0 is what? Is 1, isn't it? So 1 times x raised to the power 5 all over 5 factorial plus So the final answer will now be fx is equals to, here will be 0, 1 times x plus x, 1 factorial is 1, then here will be what? 0, isn't it? 0 divided by 2 is 0, then here will be minus x raised to the power of 3 all over 3 factorial, here will be 0 all over 4 factorial, then here will be x raised to the power of 5 all over 5 factorial plus Then, so here will now be x is equals to 0 plus 0 is not necessary. X minus x raised to the power of 3 all over 3 factorial, here is 0 already, plus x raised to the power of 5 all over 5 factorial plus So this is how you are going to solve for this Maclaurin series. Please don't forget to visit Remjob Maths. Go to Google, visit Remjob Maths, and share it. Thank you, and God bless you.